Hello students, welcome to Java programming class. So in the today class, we'll start discussing concept from the finally block. Okay, so let's start the session. So Java support another statement known as the final statement that can be used to handle the exception that is not caught by any previous catch block. So okay, we can include the finally block in your exception handling mechanism. If any exception that is not handled by the previous catch statements can be handled by the finally block. So this finally block can be used to handle any exception that is generated in the try block. Okay, so exception will be generated by the try block that can be handled by the final. So you can add this finally block immediately after the try block, or you can add after the last catch block. Okay, so you can just see this diagram. Okay, so you can add this final block immediately after immediately this try block, or you can add this final block after the last catch block. Okay, try, catch, catch, and so on. After the last catch, you can add the final block, or immediately after the try block, you can add the final. When a final block is defined, this is guaranteed to execute regardless of whether the exception is thrown or not. Okay, so this final block is always executed irrespective of whether the exception occurs or not. Either you can use this to perform such operations such as closing files, releasing some sources. Okay, so this finally block is always executed irrespective whether exception occurs in your program or exception not occurs. Okay, so in such situation, this final block can be used for some of the operations like a closing file. Suppose that if you open a file, that closing operation can be performed inside the final block, and releasing the system resources can be performed inside the finally block. So next we will see throwing our own exception. There may be at times when we would like to throw our own exception. So this is done by using the keyword called throw. So we can throw the exception by using the keyword throw. The syntax of this throwing exception is that a throw keyword by throw keyword followed by new keyword and a throwable subclass. So here we can throw any of the classes that is the subclass of throwable. Okay, so just you can consider the example: throw new arithmetic exception, throw new number format exception, and so on. Okay, we can throw the instead of handling the exception, we can just throw the exception. Using exception for debugging. So exception handling mechanism can be used to handle the errors from rest of the program. So it is possible that the programmers may misuse this technique for hiding the errors rather than debugging the code. Exception handling mechanism may be effectively used to locate the type and so here we will execute a simple program that how the exception rises, how we can handle the exception. First, we will create a class here. Right click, new class. So we will name it as example. Click on. Okay. So here we will try to generate some basic exception. Subject by main. Static. What is static? Static. Okay. So here I will declare three variable int a equal to 10, int b equal to 5, int c equal to 5. Next here we perform a division operation x equal to a divided by b minus c. Okay. So here we will try to display the value of x system dot out dot print ln result is. So here we will display the. So this is a simple program for demonstrating the exception. So here we have three variables, a equal to 10, b equal to 5, and c equal to 5. So then we have performed the division operation, that is x equal to a divided by b minus c. At the end we are trying to print the x value. Okay. So just save this program and run. Starting result is just include these statements inside the braces. Save this program and click on run. Okay. So here it is telling that just read out the statement exception in the thread main. Okay. So main is also one thread. So exception in the thread main, that is java.lang dot arithmetic exception divided by 0. So telling that so it is an arithmetic exception at the line number 9, x equal to a divided by b minus c. Okay. So these set of statement must be included inside the try block. Okay. Use this try block to handle the exception. So this try block is used to identify the exception, and this try block will throw the object of exception. So this thrown exception will be handled by your catch block. Here exception E. So just display system dot out dot print error. So here I have to display the object. Okay, just save this program and click on run. So here we will get a default message divided by 0. So just instead of displaying that exception key, I just okay, so just save this program and click on run. It is not possible to divide by 0. So the proper message can be displayed here. Okay, not possible to divide by 0. So this is the simple program for demonstrating the exception handler. This try block will identify and it will throw the exception, and this catch block will catch that exception and it will handle the exception. Okay. Thank you, students.